Have you ever listened to someone speaking English and felt completely lost? Maybe you knew a few words. Maybe you studied grammar before. Maybe you even watched many videos. But when real people spoke, your mind became quiet. Everything sounded too fast, too confusing. And after some time, you started thinking, maybe English is just too hard for me. I want to tell you something important. That feeling is normal. So many people feel this way. And honestly, I felt the same. Years ago, I could not understand simple English videos. When people spoke, I became nervous. I translated every word in my head. I was scared to speak, scared to make mistakes. Sometimes I even stopped trying for weeks. But one small thing changed everything. I stopped trying to learn English like a school subject. And I started living with English little by little. That was the real change. Not harder study, not difficult grammar books, not long word lists. Just simple daily habits, small steps, done again and again. And slowly, English stopped feeling scary. It started feeling natural. Today, I want to share the things that truly helped me. Not perfect methods, not magic tricks, just real things that work in real life, especially if you are a beginner. Especially if you feel tired, busy, or unmotivated. Sometimes, because learning English does not need to feel painful. It can actually become part of your life. And maybe even something you enjoy. One of the first things that helped me was listening. Not studying. Not memorizing. Just listening. At first, I listened to very simple things. Short stories, easy videos, slow English podcasts. I did not understand everything. Actually, sometimes I understood almost nothing. But I kept listening anyway. That is important. Many people stop listening because they think, if I don't understand every word, this is useless. But that is not true. Your brain is learning even when it feels difficult. Little by little, your ears get used to the sound. You start hearing words again and again. Then suddenly, one day, you understand a full sentence. And that feeling is amazing. I remember hearing someone say, "How's your day going?" And for the first time, I understood it without translating. It was a small moment, but it gave me hope. That is why listening matters so much. So try this. Listen to English every day. Even 10 minutes helps. While making coffee, while walking, while cleaning your room. Make English part of normal life, not something heavy. Another thing that changed my learning was speaking out loud. And yes, it felt embarrassing at first, very embarrassing. I spoke slowly. I forgot words. Sometimes my pronunciation sounded strange, but I kept going. Because speaking is like exercise. You cannot become stronger by only watching other people work out. You must move. You must practice. English works the same way. Many learners wait too long before speaking. They think, I will speak when my English becomes perfect. But perfect never comes first. Practice comes first. Mistakes come first. Confidence comes later. I used to talk to myself in English when nobody was around. In my room. In the kitchen. Even in the shower. I described what I was doing. I'm making tea. I need to answer this email. I'm tired today. Simple sentences. But those small moments helped me think faster in English. And slowly, speaking became easier. So don't wait. Use the English you already know, even if it is basic. Basic English used every day is better than advanced English never used. Reading also helped me a lot. But I did not start with difficult books. That would have made me quit. I started with easy stories, children's books, short articles, simple conversations. And honestly, that was enough. Because reading teaches you many things at the same time. You learn new words. You learn sentence patterns. You learn how English feels. I remember reading a simple story about a boy and his dog. Nothing special. But I enjoyed it. And because I enjoyed it, I kept reading. That matters more than people think. If learning feels boring all the time, you will stop. So choose things you actually like. Sports, movies, cooking, travel, music. Read about things that feel fun to you. Your brain remembers better when you care. Writing helped me too. At first, my writing was terrible. Very short sentences, many mistakes, wrong grammar, wrong spelling. But writing showed me something important. I knew more English than I thought. Sometimes we feel like we know nothing. But when we sit down and write, words slowly appear. That is progress. I started writing small things every night. What I ate. What happened during the day. How I felt. Sometimes only 5 sentences. But after a few months, my writing became clearer, and my confidence became stronger, too. You do not need perfect grammar to start writing. You only need honesty and consistency. Another thing that helped me was changing small parts of my life into English. This sounds simple, but it works. I changed my phone language. I followed English pages online. I watched YouTube in English. I listened to English music in the car. At first, it felt uncomfortable, but after some time, English stopped feeling foreign. It became familiar. That is powerful. Because language grows faster when you see it often. Think about it. If you only study English once a week, your brain forgets quickly. But if English becomes part of daily life, your brain stays connected to it. That is why small daily contact matters more than long study sessions once in a while. Another important thing is patience. This part is hard. Because we all want fast results. We want to speak fluently in a few weeks. We want quick progress, but real learning takes time. Sometimes progress feels invisible. You study for weeks and feel nothing changed. Then suddenly, one day, you understand a video better, or you answer faster, or you read without translating. Growth often happens quietly. That is why many people quit too early. Not because they are bad at English, but because they think slow progress means no progress. And that is not true. Every day matters. Every sentence matters. Every small effort matters. Even when it feels small. I remember feeling frustrated many times, especially when I compared myself to other people. Some learners seemed faster, more confident, more fluent, and I started asking myself, what's wrong with me? But later understood something. Everyone learns differently. Some people have more free time. Some started earlier. Some practice more. Your journey is your own. So stop measuring yourself against strangers online. Focus on your own improvement. That is what truly matters. Another thing that helped me stay motivated was setting small goals. Not huge goals. Small ones. Because huge goals can feel scary, but small goals feel possible. For example, learn 5 new words. Watch 1 short video. Read 2 pages. Speak for 5 minutes. Small wins create momentum, and momentum creates motivation. I used to keep a notebook beside my bed. Every time I learned something new, I wrote it down. After some months, I looked back and saw hundreds of words. That feeling was powerful. It reminded me that I was growing, even on days when I felt stuck. Reviewing also matters. People often learn something once and never return to it. Then they wonder why they forget. But memory needs repetition. So review old words, read old notes, listen again, repeat sentences. Repetition is not failure. It is training. Think about music. Nobody hears a song once and remembers every word. People repeat songs many times. Language works the same way. One thing that really improved my pronunciation was shadowing. This is simple. You listen to a native speaker, then you repeat immediately after them. Not perfectly, just naturally. This trains your mouth and ears together. At first, it feels difficult. Your brain feels slow. But after practice, your speaking becomes smoother. I used short videos for this. Only 30 seconds, sometimes. But I repeated them again and again. And over time, I started sounding more natural. Not because I studied pronunciation rules, but because I copied real speech. Another thing people forget is enjoying the process. Learning English should not feel like punishment. You do not need to suffer every day. Find ways to make learning enjoyable. Watch funny videos. Listen to music. Play word games. Talk with friendly people. Laugh at your mistakes. The more relaxed you feel, the easier learning becomes. Fear blocks progress. Curiosity opens progress. And please, do not fear mistakes. Mistakes are normal. Every English speaker makes them, even native speakers. The problem is not mistakes. The problem is silence. If you never try, you never grow. I made hundreds of mistakes. Probably thousands. Wrong grammar. Wrong pronunciation. Wrong words. But every mistake taught me something. And slowly, those mistakes became fewer. That is how learning works. Not perfectly. Step by step. Something else helped me a lot. Using English in real situations. Ordering food. Writing comments. Sending messages. Talking online. Real situations make English feel alive. Textbooks help. But real life changes everything, because real communication feels emotional, and emotions help memory. I still remember one of my first real conversations in English. I was nervous. My hands were shaking. I spoke slowly. But when the conversation ended, I felt proud. Not because I was perfect, but because I tried. That moment gave me confidence. And confidence changes everything. If you want to improve faster, consistency is important, not intensity. You do not need to study 8 hours a day. Most people cannot do that. And honestly, most people will quit. But 20 minutes every day? That is realistic. That builds habits. And habits are powerful. A little every day becomes a lot over time. Think about brushing your teeth. You do it regularly. Not once a month for 5 hours. Language learning works the same way. Daily contact matters. Another helpful thing is staying organized. Keep your notes in one place. Save useful videos. Write down new words. Track your progress. When your learning feels organized, your mind feels calmer. And calm learners learn better. Also, ask questions. Never feel ashamed to ask. Questions help you grow. Curious people improve faster. I asked questions all the time. Sometimes simple questions. Sometimes silly questions. But every answer helped me understand more. And slowly, confusion became clarity. Some days will feel difficult. That is normal. You will feel tired, busy, unmotivated, maybe even hopeless. On those days, do not quit completely. Rest if you need to, but come back. Even small effort matters. Because once people stop for too long, fear grows again. So stay connected to English. Even in simple ways. Listen to one song. Read one paragraph. Watch one short clip. Keep the habit alive. Another important thing is believing that improvement is possible. Many learners secretly believe, I'm just bad at languages. But most of the time, that is not true. Usually, people simply need more practice, more patience, and a better learning system. You do not need to be perfect. You only need to keep moving. Think about children. Children learn language slowly, by listening, repeating, making mistakes, trying again. You can learn the same way. And remember this. Fluency is not about knowing every word. Fluency is comfort, confidence, communication. Many fluent people still make mistakes, but they keep speaking. That is the difference. So stop waiting for perfection. Use the English you know today. And trust that it will grow. Because it will. One day, you will notice something surprising. You will watch a video and understand more. You will answer faster. You will think in English without trying. And suddenly, the thing that once felt impossible will start feeling normal. That moment is worth the effort. So keep going. Learn slowly. Practice daily. Be patient with yourself. And enjoy the process. Because every small step is building something bigger. And if this video helped you feel more confident about learning English, save it for later. Subscribe for more simple English, real-life learning, and better daily habits. And remember, your English does not need to be perfect. It only needs to keep growing.